Cue points allow you to associate a time code in a video with a particular action. That means you can use a button to link to a particular part of a video, or once the video gets to a particular part, you can trigger some sort of event in Flash and, say, coordinate an animation with a video. There are two types of cue points. There are embedded cue points and ActionScript cue points. As the name implies, the embedded cue points are actually embedded in the metadata of the video and cannot be changed after the video is encoded. The advantage to embedded cue points is that they can be read by any application that understands that part of the metadata. ActionScript cue points are only readable in the Flash player. But the advantage to ActionScript cue points is that you can add and remove them after the video is encoded. And that's one of the new features in Flash CS5 is the ability to add ActionScript cue points without having to use ActionScript code. So in this movie, we'll look at how to add ActionScript cue points to the FLV playback component. On the stage here, I have an instance of a movie clip called video. What I did is wrap that FLV playback component inside of a movie clip so I can apply a drop shadow filter to it. So if you want to apply a similar effect, just wrap the object inside of a movie clip. So I will double click the movie clip to enter its timeline. You can add cue points by using a seek bar if you have that set as your skin with the FLV playback component. But it might act a little weird since the video is inside of a movie clip with a filter applied. If you're having problems, just break apart the video, add the cue points, and then wrap it in a movie clip again. So let's take a look at how to add the cue points. To add a cue point, click the plus button to add an ActionScript cue point in the Properties panel. That's in the cue point section, so you might have to expand it. To change the cue point's name, click on the name once and then type the desired name. So I'll type growing here. And I want that to be at the very beginning of the movie, so I have all zeros there. Let's add the next cue point. The second cue point will be called picking. This is at 1 minute and 11 seconds in. So in the second set of zeros, we'll change that to 0, 1, and the third set of zeros will be 1, 1. The last set of zeros represent frames. The next cue point will be called extracting. The time code for extracting is 148. Then bottling at 257. And finally, tasting at 312. So those are all of our cue points. Let's say you wanted to add more information to the cue point. This information can be accessible through ActionScript code. We won't be looking at how to access this data in this movie. We'll look at that in a later movie. But just know that for now, you can associate more data than a time code with a cue point. If I select the growing cue point, I can click and drag up to show the parameters area, and I can click the plus icon to add parameters to this growing cue point. Now, parameters allow you to associate more data, so I can give information like a description. So I'll type description in there, and for the value, I'll type something like growing olives for olive oil. By doing this, I can associate more information with each cue point, and if I wanted to display closed captioning or some other information, I can pretty much write whatever type of data I want in here and associate those with each cue point and access them through ActionScript code. So to add cue points to the FLV playback component, select the component and add the cue points through the Properties panel.